Contains a one-time grant of 200 crore rupees for the textile industry at Tirupur. But what about the centuries-old tradition of silk weaving in Kanchipuram? The finance minister seems to have completely forgotten India's silk hub in Tamil Nadu, and that has angered weavers working in the silk industry. My colleague Ramanathan gets you their pulse from Kanchipuram.
The textile industry by and large is very happy. The finance minister has given the Tamil Nadu government 200 crore rupees for the industry and an exclusive skill development program. But there is still one group of people who feel neglected, the silk weavers of Kanchipuram. They say they don't need help with developing their skills. They need recognition and opportunity.
சிகரெட்டுக்கு இருக்கிற மதிப்போடு இது கிடையாதுன்னு சொல்கிறேன் சார்.
எங்களுக்காக அந்த 200 கோடி வந்து சார் நீங்கள் வந்து சொல்லுங்கள். எங்களுக்கு வந்து இந்த பொருள் வந்து ஏற்றுமதி பண்ணோம், பட்டுத்தறியினுடையது. இது ஏற்றுமதி ஆச்சுன்னா எங்களுக்கு டெவலப்மெண்ட்டு தானாக வந்துடும். எங்கள் நிலைமை வந்து இப்போது கொஞ்சம் பேஜாராக தான் இருக்குது. ஏற்றுமதி பண்ணாததுனால இங்கே புழுக்கத்திலே இருக்குது. இங்கே உற்பத்தி பண்ணி தமிழ்நாட்டுக்குள்ளே வாயிலுது.
While individual taxpayers may have a reason to smile, the government has broadened the tax slabs, cutting the rate to 10% for income up to 5 lakh rupees. The threshold limit for tax-free income remains unchanged at 1.6 lakhs. Income between 5 to 8 lakhs will attract 20% tax as against the current slab of 3 lakh rupees to 5 lakh rupees. For income over rupees 8 lakh, tax would be levied at a rate of 30%, a cap that was 5 lakh rupees earlier. The tax concessions are aimed at putting more money in the hands of consumers. Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee also extended income tax exemption to investments in infrastructure bonds by up to 20,000 rupees over and above the existing limit of rupees 1 lakh. They had fired them a bit earlier.
Was falling in a 10% slab, and last year also it was a 10% slab, and I was not have much difference on that. And I heard that petrol and diesel have been going to be getting high. For it will be difficult for me to because I am driving daily for office in my car, so it is difficult for if they rise for diesel and petrol means.
And just now we got a budget information. It will be very useful for the IT people who is having a slab wise more than 7 lakhs. Last year for me it was very much tough if I am not invested anywhere. Like say example, last year it was 1.6 to 3 lakhs, that 10%. Now he has made to 5 lakhs. It will be very useful for me.
Well, now consumers across the country will have to pay more for petrol, diesel, cars, television sets, cigarettes, air conditioners, gold and silver as well. As the government announced a hike in excise duties as part of a partial rollback of its stimulus plan announced for reviving the economy. However, mobile accessories, medical equipment, set-top boxes, CDs and books will be cheaper on account of some tax concessions offered on these items by the finance minister.
எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப கஷ்டமாக உங்களை 10 ரூபாய் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா காப்போம், நீங்கள் கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணிக்கின்னு ஓட்டுவோம், இல்லைனாக்கா ஏற்ற மாட்டோம். அப்படியும் உங்களை ஏற்றி போனாக்கா எனக்கு தான்மா நஷ்டம். நாங்கள் வண்டிக்கு டிவி கட்டுறதா, பெட்ரோலுக்கு போகிறதா, சாப்பாடு குடும்பத்துக்கு கொடுக்குறதா. இன்றைக்கெல்லாம் ஓட்டினோட ஒரு 200 கையில் எடுத்துக்க முடியாது. 500 ஓட்டுவோம், பெட்ரோலுக்கே சரியாக போயிடும். பாதி வீட்டுக்கு. அப்புறம் டிவி காட்டணும், இன்ஜின் ரிப்பேர் எவ்வளோ இருக்குது. பெட்ரோலும் ஏற்றிட்டா நாங்கள் என்னம்மா பண்ண முடியும்? ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியாது. கஷ்டம் தான் எங்களுக்கு.
It will affect a lot me. Every day we are taking petrol 100 rupees and 200 rupees every day. So taking every day means it will affect a lot. Because every day I need to pay for 100 and 200 and this stuff for petrol.
See, because of the petrol hike, definitely all the commodity prices are going to come up. Common man, of course, they are going to suffer very badly.
This is really shocking to the many consumers particularly, because everybody is expecting that government may increase the price of petrol and diesel to help the oil companies who are incurring heavy loss. But instead, they are increasing their revenue by increasing the excise duty and all the things. It is unwarranted now, because government should not utilize this petroleum product to meet their expenses.
Well, to discuss the intricacies of the budget and its impact on you, we were earlier joined by Mr. C.R. Swaminathan, the chairman of the CII Southern Region, and the KPMG head in Chennai, Mr. Ramaswamy.
Given circumstances, I think what the Honorable Finance Minister has done is quite appreciable, and we, on behalf of CII, would like to welcome the budget. Two things that we would like to give importance, that the government has decided finally that they would like to introduce direct tax code as well as GST from 1st April 2011. And second thing, they have also given importance to the National Skill Development Corporation to develop skills among the people, and especially for textile and garment industry. See, as far as Tirupur is concerned, it is consisting of mainly small and medium enterprise, and those industries could not afford to have their own individual 0% effluent plants. So the government's coming forward to set up a zero discharge unit will definitely help the industry, so that to that extent they are saved and they can concentrate more on exports.
I mean, I think what FM has done is to improve the economy ground up. By some of these schemes, what is essentially done is increase the spending power of people who are in rural areas, below poverty line, and in terms of middle class salaried people and all those things. So it's from ground up, all these initiatives are more towards making sure people have more money to spend. So what it will do to fiscal deficit, like it will control inflation to some extent because you have more money to spend, which will in a sense take care of subsidies that are going away. Excise rollout that has happened is definitely going to impact, and some of these measures will flow more cash into the system, and that will help in controlling the inflation.
Well, also to discuss the impact of taxes and also to give us a glimpse of what all others haven't really discussed about this budget, Mr. K. Vatheeswaran from a tax consultant from Chennai also joined us earlier. Take a look.
If you read FM's speech, he says that he had two options. One, to increase the rate of service tax from 10 to 12%, or alternatively to say that every service is taxable. Now, every service being taxable can be a nightmare. It could be even funeral services, it could be pundit services, it could be astrology services. He selected about 8 services, very interesting services, and they're all getting into system of taxation. One sector which is going to be very unhappy about this is the healthcare sector. The hospitals are getting into the tax net for the first time. They got in last year for plastic surgery. For the first time, they're getting into, where corporates engage hospitals, get into a contract and say that our employees can come and take some treatment there, or they go for a testing. There's a package deal. Yeah. Now, that service gets taxed from the day it is notified. Right. Second thing is, I may go in for a treatment to a hospital and my bill is settled by the insurance company. So if the insurance company settles the bill, my bill, then there's a service tax on that also. In other words, even surgeries get taxed so long as the patient doesn't pay, the insurance company pays. It doesn't make sense. The insurance company is going to increase the premium. So hospital or healthcare is getting taxed for the first time, which is very strange, because if you look at the task force recommendation, 13th Finance Commission task force recommendation, they said even in GST, healthcare should not be taxed.
Well, a lot more news on the other side of this break. Stay with us.